Sometimes you might want to pull together a group or a team around a particular goal or set of goals that you're interested in GoalStormer. For example, here I'm logged in as Ali, and what we're trying to do is to create a promotion for our new paid content. And it might well be, if I have a look at the goal here, we've got some brainstorming and planning activities to do. So I might want to pull people together in order to help support that. So what I can do is set up a new group. So a group is just a group of people, so I go into the People tab and click on Groups here, and then create a new group. And that opens up the Pro Hub ready for me, where I can put in the new group name. So we'll call it the Promo Group, and its purpose is to allow us to organise. I'm going to set that straight to live, and I'm going to make it findable so it shows up in searches. What this allows me to do is to say whether or not the members of the group can send messages within GoalStormer to one another. So let's say it's going to be quite collaborative, so let's have that ticked, rather than if it was unticked, only I can send, so it's like broadcast. So we'll save that. Here we have a new card for our promo group, and I can also add resources in here, and resources are just web links, so pages, so it could be, we might have a SharePoint page, for example, a collaboration page, something like that, just a web address, and we'll change that to live, and we'll save that. And you can add as many resources as you need. You can click on these once they've been saved in there and set expiry dates as well if you want to limit the time availability of these links. So that's fine, we've added our resources there. So now what I want to do is to invite users. So we've got a couple of different ways of inviting people. If we know that they're users, we can put their username in there and invite them to join the group, and you can see that an email invitation has been sent to Sam, and we'll invite one of the other users and invite them as well. Again, the email's been sent. Now, if it's the case that we don't know if the person's a user or not, if you type in their email address and find user, you'll see there's no results there, but what GoalStormer has done is transferred the address down to here so that you can invite this person as a brand new user. Now that will walk them through signing up for GoalStormer and invite them to join your new promo group here as well. So that's quite useful if you search for someone's email address first and they're not there. GoalStormer will help you invite them to join to be part of the group. So now the invites have been issued via email, whether that's to existing users or new users, but we don't have anyone in the group yet, because what we need to do is go up to joining requests, and you'll see that for our new promo group here we have Sam and Feek have both been invited, and I can either wait for them to click on the link that they got in the email, or I can directly accept them. So I'm going to accept both of those, and the requests disappear from here because this is just one place to collect together all the requests. But I'll find now, if I go back to my groups, that I now have 2 users here in my promo group. So I've set that group up and invited people to join into it. So once I've finished with the Pro Hub, I can close it with the cross here. And if I just reload the people, look at groups, I can see at the moment I don't belong to any groups. So what I can do is add myself into the promo group as well. So if I edit group settings there, I don't need the settings, I can invite a user and add myself in. And the reason for that is that not every group that I control I necessarily want to play an active part in, but in this case I do, because I'm part of the people who are working with this. So there we are, that's me, Ali GoalStormer. So I will invite myself. As I say, it's a bit of a practicality, just because some groups you don't necessarily want to be in. I'm going to accept myself in. So that's all the requests dealt with again. And now if I have a look at, just open the groups I belong to are the promo group. Now that can be useful just to allow users to share with resources which are available to that group. So you can see here that I have group resource links in my quick links and extras. So I've selected the promo group, here it is, here are the resource links, and you can see that collaboration page that we entered appears as a resource link. So if there were a number of different resources that I wanted to quickly make available to the group, then all those resources would be here. Now as another user, if we log in as Sam, so here I am now one of the other group members that we invited in, and Sam is working on this goal here. If Sam goes into the settings, what Sam can do now is under the group here is select promo group and share with the group. And if we update that, what we'll now see, a couple of things have happened. So we now have this link here for group resources, and again there's that collaboration page which we had before. So I can access the resources for this group, those ones that we put in, and I also ticked share with group. Now the idea behind that is that then this goal that I'm working on will now be shared with the other members of the group so that we can track one another's progress. Now back as Ali, the group owner, I'm going to look at one of my goals, and again in its settings for this particular goal, when it comes to the group, I'm going to share it with the promo group again and update the goal. And now what we have is a new quick link that comes up that says compare this goal progress to the group. And if I click on that, it opens up the info hub, so you need to be a user plus or pro in order to see this. And what we now have is for the group here, we have a list of all of the users within the group and a bar chart which shows their progress through the steps that they've taken on through the goals which they've shared with the group. And we can also color code this with a key at the bottom here. And the size of the bar chart, so from here across to the right hand side, shows the number of relative steps which have been taken on. So this is a shorter bar chart here, so fewer steps. And then the coloured bar that runs through the bar chart shows you the progress of those steps. So we've got a longer bar chart here, 14% done versus 25% done. Now we can click on the user names to see the goals in more detail, so if there were more than one goal, those would show up. Or we can dig into the goals themselves just by clicking on the goal heading, and that will show us the steps within the goal along with whether they're done or not and the timings involved. So in this way we can get many people involved in a group. So we've set the group up, we've invited people, we've assigned the goals to this group, and then we've run this compare group goals report so that we can see how everyone's getting on with all of the goals which are associated with this group, so that perhaps we can be working on this promotion campaign with all these separate goals and holding one another to account for the progress that we're making. You can also open this report from the compare menu, my groups and goals. And when you're finished with the charts in the info hub, just close there and we're back to the normal GoalStormer way of working. So each of us has our goals to work on. We can see the steps that we've got to work on. We can open those up and edit them and complete them and mark them as done as needed. And that's how we keep on top of sharing resources and sharing progress with groups in GoalStormer.